Flora, with wondrous feathers in her hat, rain-soaked and limp and feeling very flat, with flowers of sorts in her full basket, sat back to the railings there by Charing Cross, and cursed the weather in a blank day's loss. "Weather," she cried to PCE09. "Weather, you calls it. Your sort then, not mine. I calls it blanky. No! So there you are. Bit of old Nick's worstest particular. Weather indeed. Not much, my little son. It's just old London's nastiest kind of fun. Violets, narcissus, primroses, and daffs. See how they sits up in their beds and laughs. Buy, pretty ladies, for your next at 'ome. Gents, for the gels now, buy a pretty bloom. Gosh, but them busses is a fair disgrace, squirting their dirty mud into one's face. Robert, my son, you ain't half worth your salt, or you'd arrest 'em for a blank assault. Primroses, narcissus, daffs, and violets. First come is first served, and pick o' basket gets. Garn then and git. Ain't none o' you no good. Can't spare a copper towards a poor gel's food. Gives one the it does, to see you all go by. And me a-sittin' here all day, and none o' you won't buy. Violets, narcissus, blimey, strike me dumb. Garn, what's the good o' you? Lot o' dirty scum. Silly blokes, stony brokes, I'm a-goin' 'ome." And then from out the corner house came two and two and two. 3 pretty maids, 3 little subs doing as young subs do, when 4 days' leave gives them the chance of a little bill and coo. "What ho!" they cried as they espied Flora's bright flower pot. "Hi, you there with the last year's hat. Let's see what you've got. And if they're half as nice as you, we'll buy the blooming lot." But as they stood there chaffering, out from the station came a string of cautious motor cars, packed full of lean brown men. The halt, the maimed, the blind, the lame, the wreckage of the wars. Their faces pinched and full of pain, their eyes still dazed with stress and strain, the nation's creditors. The subs, the girls, and Flora stood there in the pouring rain and shouted hearty welcomes to the broken, lean-faced men. And when they passed, the little subs turned to their fun again. But the biggest heart among them all beat under the feathered cap. "Not me," she cried, and up and sped after the boys who had fought and bled. "Here's a game worth 2 of that." She caught the cars and in she flung her wares with lavish hand. Narcissus, violets, here, you chaps, primroses, daffs for your rumply caps. My, ain't you black and tanned? Narcissus, violets, all abloom. We're glad to see you back. Primroses, daffs, thank God you laughs, if it's only crooked smiles. We're glad, my lads, to see you home, if your faces are like files." They thanked her with their crooked smiles, their bandaged hands they waved. Narcissus, violets, prims, and daffs, they welcomed them with twisted laughs. Quite proper they behaved. And one said, "You're a daisy, dear, and if you'd stop the bus, we'd every one give you a kiss." And so say all of us. A daisy, dear, that's what you are. And the rest, you are, you are. Then Flora swung her basket high and tossed her feathered head. To the boys she gave one final wave, and to herself she said, "What kind of a silly old fool am I, playing the goat like that? Chuckin' of all my stock away, and damaging me at. But them poor lads did look so thin, I couldn't have slept if I hadn't a been, and gone and done this foolish thing. And it done them good, and it done me good. So what's the odds if I does go lean? So what's the odds if I doos go lean for a day or 2 till the nibs comes in? A gal like me can always live. And the bit I had to give. And he called me a daisy. Oh, Daisy dear. And I tell you, it made me queer, with a lump in me throat and a swell right here. First time ever anyone called me that. And I swear it's better in a brand new hat.